Hi there, greetings everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here today to do an episode of What's New, Saturday nights, another time for another album. I've had a chance to listen to this album 3 or 4 times today. That seems to be my new method because I don't want to write things down anymore. I can't see anything anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So today we're going to be doing an album by Hawkwind. It's their newest one. There Is No Space for Us, which was released April 18th, 2025. It's about 53 minutes long, so fairly normal size for a Hawkwind album on the Cherry Red record label. Yeah, there we go. So, featured in the album, it says so in the notes, of course, if we can just get it open. Actually, I think it's on the inside of the book here. Oh, no, it's on the back here. I see it now. I will need my glasses for this. So you've got Dave Brock on vocals, guitars, keys, and synthesizers. Magnus Martin on vocals, guitars, keys, and synthesizers. Paul Sandra on keys and synthesizers. Doug McKinnon on bass, and Richard Chadwick on drums, vocals, and percussion as well. So pretty much I think it's the same lineup as their last year's album. They just keep pumping these things out, right? So there are 8 tracks in total on the album. Starts off with There Is Still Danger There. This is kind of, a lot of the songs on this album are kind of a dark matter. It's very dark. Not all the songs, but it's a lot of darkness on the album, but that's pretty standard, I think. Very spacey album, pretty standard. Maybe a little bit more spacey than predecessor, but definitely falls within that Hawkwind sound. A couple tracks, pretty heavy stuff, and then some of the other stuff, it's very spacey. A couple of slower tracks as well, but overall, a pretty spacey album. There Is No Danger, which is the opening track, talks about how man has kind of destroyed the planet, the typical environmental type blaming humans for everything. I get it. The next song is Space Continues, a Life Form. This is just basically an instrumental with a lot of different sounds, a lot of synthesizers, of course, and very spacey as well. Next song is The Co-Pilot. This is a better track. I like this track a lot. A little bit heavier. Of course, it's got that Hawkwind spacey sound to it. It's about a journey through space. Of course, almost all the songs on the album are. I didn't mind this track. It's not as memorable as some of the other tracks, but it's still pretty decent. Next track up is Changes. This is a heavy track for a Hawkwind album even. It's heavy, very heavy on the guitars. Almost a metal song in some ways, but definitely very heavy. Lots of catchy guitar riffs going on here. This is the vocals are heavy as well. Pretty strong song. I think it's a song that probably will end up being one of my favorites on the album. Next song up is There's No Space for Us. This is another kind of human thing going on here. Very dark in its perception of the humans. But also very spacey. Lots of synthesizers, lots of keyboards. Pretty heavy on the bass too, I think. Next track up, Outer Regions of the Universe. This is just a kind of a difference, almost psychedelic, spacey, psychedelic. Not much in the way of lyrics, just a little bit of a talking kind of lyric thing going on. But a strong track. I like this track too. And then Neutron Star, Pulsating Light. This one is a bit more heavier. One of the more heavier tracks on the album. A lot of darkness in it, a lot of anti-human shit. There's a lot of that on this album. But also very Very synthesizer driven. Of course, most of their tracks are, and a lot of keyboards as well. The final track on this is also an instrumental. Primarily, there is one kind of vocal voice type thing at towards the end of the track. This one's more subdued, almost I would call this almost a pastoral song, but electronically pastoral. So if there was none of the synthesizer parts in, you would feel a very pastoral part. But since it's in there, it is just a slow, melodic, kind of quiet song, not too dominating, not too out there. I did like it. I think it finished off the album good. It's kind of a slower pace. So very spacey album, lots of space topics, lots of humans in outer space type of thing going on. And I do like this cover quite a bit. And actually, in the book, there's a lot of stuff going on too. But I won't show you that until, because this is an album I just bought. It will be in my new albums released at the end of the month. But I chose to do it today for what's new, because I think it's a good solid album for a Hawkwind album. It's good. So Hawkwind, There Is No Space for Us, their newest album released here this year in 2025. So please hit the like and subscribe. If you want to make any comments about the album, if you've had a chance to listen to it, I've listened to it 3 or 4 times because I got it early, so it makes it easier to do than just having to listen online. And if you want to leave any comments about it, you can do that in the comment section below, or about Hawkwind in general. And we will see you next Saturday for another episode of What's New. So take care and have yourself a good evening. Goodbye.